Good morning, everyone. It's Sunday, so it's time for a Sunday sermon. Thank all of you for listening. It's always a pleasure to be able to bring these messages to you. Today, it's going to be the disciple Thomas. As you know, he's been mentioned a few times. He had the honor of seeing Jesus after the resurrection, and he always has great messages for us. So I know you're not here to listen to me, so let's begin with the message of Thomas. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I was privileged beyond any comprehension. I was chosen to come back and to serve Jesus, and I knew him in life. I spent many hours with him. I listened to the words that he spoke. I watched as he healed others. I was amazed at the abilities that he had. And all he wanted to do was to use those abilities in order to help other people. Now, he could have taken those abilities and used it to gain power. He could have used those abilities to truly become the king of the Jews. But this was not what this man wanted. He wanted to bring the people a simple message. He wanted to try to help all of those that were in poverty, that were living the best they could. He wanted to try to bring all of them as much happiness as they could have. He told them that if they lived a good life, that they would join him in heaven. I guess they should have caught on to the fact that he said join him, because he knew all the time that the Romans were going to kill him, and that he would be going first, and that he would be there to greet the others, to greet all of us when we truly return to our real home, which is what heaven truly is. There's no way that I could describe this man. He spoke words that just truly rung true with everyone that listened to him. But his eyes, when you looked into his eyes, you knew that he was very, very special. He had these incredible blue eyes, and they were very unusual for our region. Most of us had dark eyes and dark skin. Jesus had these incredible blue eyes, and when he looked at you, it is like he just simply looked through you. It looked like he was looking into your soul and was understanding all of the things that you were about. Well, in truth, he was looking into our souls because he had, as God, created us, and he came back to try to do all that he could do to help humans. It was a difficult time for humans. The Roman Empire was still in its infancy. They were still persecuting anyone that would disagree with them. And the words that Jesus was speaking were very, very different from what the Romans were. You see, the Romans worshipped all of these idols. They had them in their homes. They had an idol for everything. They had an idol for war. They had one for if you were going to sea. They even had one for fertility. But you see, they were wrong. All they needed to know was that there was one God. But they needed to be made aware of it. And this is why Jesus came back when he did. He wanted the Romans to truly understand that there was a single God, that all of the idols that they were worshiping, they were false. Jesus spoke of the one God. He spoke of him continuously. He said that there is a heaven, there is an afterlife, there is a God in that heaven, and you will return to that heaven. He spoke so simply. You could understand everything that he said. You see, he spoke to those of us who were quite simple. We didn't have educations. There were no schools in those days. The parents would try to teach them some of the Old Testament Jewish teachings, if you were a member of the Jewish faith. The Romans would speak and teach of philosophy. They revered the Greek philosophers, and much of what you learned as a Roman was based on the Greek way of life. The Romans were still grasping for what they believed in, for what they knew. The leadership was new. Augustus, he was growing in age, but he had done much for the Romans. Tiberius was in charge at the time that Jesus had his trial with Pilate. I was honored to be able to speak last week about seeing him after the resurrection. I did not believe that this could take place. None of us really did, because Jesus told us he was going to return, but none of us could comprehend just how or when or why he was going to do it. When he returned in body, it was an incredible miracle. I didn't believe it until I got to see him, but I was blessed to be able to see him after the resurrection. He came to all of us because he had to assure us that what he told us was all true. You see, Jesus never lied when he said something that would take place. And when he said he would return to us, he truly did. But he did it in such an amazing fashion that we would speak about it for the rest of our lives. We would tell others. And this amazing miracle would be told to billions of people throughout the years. It is truly amazing what this man, this simple carpenter, was able to accomplish. All of us that followed him loved him so much. On the day they crucified, I cannot even put it into words. We sobbed like babies. We cried because we missed this, knew we were going to never see this man again. But there's where we were wrong. We didn't believe him. He said he was going to return, but we knew when we saw that body on the cross, there was no way. When Mary described the condition he was in, there was no way this man could ever return. We had hope, but as the days went on, we gave up hope. But you see, you must never do that with Jesus. You must never give up hope. All human lives are difficult. All human lives have many problems in them that you must overcome. But you must never, ever give up. You see, there are many people that do. There are many people that give up because they can't prove the existence of Jesus. I could. I saw the miracle of the resurrection, so I got to touch him, to hug him, to feel the man that I loved. And he told us that he was only there for this very short period of time, and then he was truly heading to heaven, and we'd never see him again. So that part of it was bittersweet. We got to see him one final time, but he told us it was truly the final time. And this time, he did not lie to us again. I want all of you people take time to think about how close you are to emulating the life of our Lord. Are you trying to help others? Are you doing all that you can to be a good person? Are you teaching the young, especially, are you teaching the young that there truly is a single God and a heaven? The young must understand that, and the young must build their lives on that foundation of faith, and they will not have it unless adults teach it to them. There's a reason why babies are brought into this earth with no memories. There's a reason that you cannot remember that you were in heaven. Your soul came from heaven to be a baby, to be born, and then to mature into the person that you currently are. But none of that life involves remembering your life in heaven. There's a reason for this. It's called faith. In order for you to truly understand God, Jesus, all the teachings, you must first have faith that Jesus walked the earth, which I can guarantee you he did. And you must have faith that there's a one God. And I can guarantee you that because I learned that lesson as well. When I returned to heaven, I truly knew then that there was a God. Heaven is this miraculous place. Jesus tried to describe it for us, but it's one thing he failed at. There were no way that his words could ever describe the grandeur of the place that you refer to as heaven. You may refer to it as paradise, and it truly is a paradise. You actually can refer to it any way you want, just the same as you can call God anything that you want. Because it's not how you refer to him, it's how you believe in him. Belief is the most important thing that a human can ever have. Because Jesus came back to assure everyone that God existed. Those that understand his words and follow them have no doubts about the fact that there is a single God in a heaven. Those that turn away from him, those are like children in a wilderness. They have no guidance in their lives. You see, Jesus' words are all the guidance that you would ever need. Don't do anything to anyone you don't want done to yourself. Control anger. Do not show jealousies. Do not steal. Live a good life. What could be more simple than those commands? There are many people that spend their lives trying to steal money from others. Sometimes they succeed. But generally they're caught by the police or those in charge. And they're sent to jail and they come out and then they try to steal again. The whole question is, how do we get these people to believe in God? They haven't for thousands and thousands of years. For time since humans first came into existence, they refused to believe. We continuously, from the heaven side, try to influence people. Their guides are continuously trying to guide them towards a life where they know God. But humans have free will. You hear this every week. In his messages that Jesus brings you, these incredible messages on Wednesday mornings, he often speaks of free will. Free will is a gift of God. It can be a gift or it can be a calamity. Free will can lead you to a life where you serve God, where you do all of the things that he wants you to do, where you build a foundation of faith, where you come to him in times of need. You believe in him, and you know that if you pray to him, he will give you guidance and try to help you. Many people don't even understand that he came in with a life plan and they have these lessons that must be learned. And the lessons are difficult. It might be a cancer. It might be another type of serious illness. It may be great grief. It can be many things that will lead to humans being depressed. Depression is a terrible thing, and it can be the result of some of the lessons that are to be learned as humans. But the foundation of faith is the only way you're going to beat the Great Depressions. The foundation of faith that you have will help give you faith. Faith that things will get better. Maybe the getting better will not take place until you close your eyes for that final time. But then you'll be rewarded for how you lived your great life and how you fought against all the things that tried to drag you down during your human life. You'll be rewarded for how you've chosen to help others. Everyone is capable of helping someone else. It can be the simple things, a phone call. You don't have to be a billionaire to have the abilities to help others. But the billionaires, many of them are setting terrible examples for humans. They do not use their money for good. Now, many of them are. Many of them could do much more, and many of them do nothing. There are many people that don't realize the blessings that they have. Your family is a blessing to you. Those around you are blessings. Your home, your abilities to earn a living, these are all blessings. In your lifetime, you've made many bad decisions. That's to be expected. Because, as I said, God sent you in without any knowledge and you had to learn it. You may have come under the influence of people who do not believe in God and led you away from Him. But if you're listening today, I know that you have made your decisions to return to faith, to God, to love, to all of the things that will bring you the happiness when you return to heaven. So for all those of you who are listening and have made that decision, I thank you. God thanks you. And your ultimate reward will come when you close your eyes and you return to heaven. You see, heaven is inevitable for everyone. There is no hell. That has been made up by the church. It is a fear the church has put into people so that they will follow the sacraments of their faith. Hell, when they came up with that idea, they brought fear into the hearts of many humans. Jesus never ever talked of fear. He did not ever say that you should fear the wrath of God. That whole thing was made up by the churches. You see, it is fear that brings people into line, that makes them follow, makes them rely upon the church because they are told that the church is the only way to heaven. The way to heaven is dying. That is the only way to heaven. But that is the sure path. When you get there, your greeting depends on how you lived your life. I know that those of you that have taken time to tune in this morning are going to have a great greeting because you truly believe. Maybe some of you are tuning in because you don't know what to do. You don't know what to believe. You've heard all the lies that the religions have told you. You've heard the atheists say that God truly cannot exist. You've heard some of the most intelligent people on earth say that they can prove God doesn't exist. All they're saying is that they're proving themselves to be fools because there is no greater truth in life than the existence of God. Those of you who are listening, you are doing yourselves an incredible favor by hearing words that will renew your faith. Now, many of you don't need renewal because you're unshakable. I know that because I pay attention to what takes place with Barry's messages. We all do on the other side because we want his messages to reach as many people as possible. And we know he's having problems doing it because that's human nature. Why would you ever want to learn the most important messages that you will ever hear? Because there are so many people that think they know it all, and they don't. They know so little. When that day of passing comes, they're going to realize how little they really know. I walked with Jesus. I thought I knew him. I thought I knew God. I saw him after the resurrection. For years, I spoke of the miracle that I saw. I led so many people to follow the words that he spoke. But guess what? When I died, I found out how little I knew. Even though I had lived this miracle life, the one where I got to know Jesus, the one where I got to see him after the resurrection, on the day that I died, I realized how little, truly how little I knew. Because heaven, when they opened the doors of heaven, I couldn't believe it. He had told us, he had tried to explain, but the words of the human language are incapable of ever letting you know the true grandeur, the true miracle that you will witness. Those of you who pay attention to the words, your pathway is magical. I don't know how else I can describe it for you, but I know that when you return, the rewards, believe me, the rewards will far, far outdistance the sacrifices you had to make in your life. So thank you so much. I always enjoy the opportunity to come back. I know you refer to me as Doubting Thomas, and that's okay because I did. I doubted. I did not have the faith that I needed. But now I do. I've seen the miracle, and I doubt no longer. Goodbye, and thank you so much for listening to me today. Thank you, Thomas. You always do great. He's a very interesting disciple. He saw the miracles, every one of them. He lived a life that you can only imagine how great it was. So thank you. Thank you so much. We'll be back Wednesday morning with a message from Jesus. They're always incredible. Join us. Tell your friends about all the things that we do to try to bring you the good word. So goodbye. Thank you for tuning in. We will have many more messages for you. Thank you.